It's a glorious fall day in Southern California. 70 degrees and sunny. October 16th, 2018 looks like a very typical day in Los Angeles. But today is anything but typical. I'm sitting in the emergency room at Baldwin Park Hospital. I grab my husband, Brian's, hand. I'm staring at our hands, which is not unusual. My very melanated hand and the contrast between his very non-melanated hand still makes me smile and snicker a little, even after 25 years. But today, I'm holding his hand tightly, and I'm struggling to let go as they're wheeling him away to take him to get his leg x-rayed. Brian has been in a motorcycle accident. A woman cut out of the express lane, clipped the front of his motorcycle, and sent him flying over the handlebars. His leg is badly lacerated and a bit mangled, and they're taking him for x-rays to see if his leg is salvageable. I'm sitting there and my heart is beating so loudly, I'm thinking other people must be able to hear it. And there's so much fear in my body that it feels like I am choking. And I'm thinking to myself, things can't get any worse. And then my phone rings. And I look at the caller ID and it says, Kaiser Medical Center. See, a few weeks before, I had taken a series of tests to see if I would be a suitable kidney donor for my mother, who's in end-stage renal failure. So when I see that the call is from Kaiser, despite everything that's going on, I answer the phone. It's my doctor, and in what seems like rapid-fire succession, she's saying something like, the test results are back and your platelets are extremely high. At this point, I have no idea what platelets are. Your platelets are extremely high. Something, 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 cancer. Something, something, something. I honestly don't remember anything she said after the word cancer. It's in that hospital with my heart beating in my chest, worried that my husband is going to lose his leg, with all these damn machines buzzing and blaring in the background, that I get my diagnosis: myeloproliferative disorder, blood cancer. It's in that moment that cancer took my life. My name is Monique King-Viehland. I'm a coach, a consultant, a speaker, and a good troublemaker. I coach Black and brown women, queer, transgender, and gender-expansive folks, leaders in the movement, on how to show up as their authentic selves. The work is around housing justice, racial equity, ending homelessness, and dismantling unjust systems. In 2019, cancer ended my life, or at least the life as I knew it. But in some ways, I am grateful for that moment, because in that death, I found my life. See, we talk a good game about death being inevitable. What's the adage? There are two things that are certain, death and taxes. But the fact is, we don't really know we're going to die until we think we're going to die, until a rare blood cancer enters your life and blows it completely to hell. There are 333 million people in the United States, and only 20,000 people annually, less than 1%, are diagnosed with the kind of cancer that I have. We don't really know we're going to die until we think we're going to die. But as I said, in some ways, I am grateful for the death of that woman in that hospital with those machines buzzing and blaring in the background, because in that death, I found my life. A life full of love. It is January 2022, and my boss, like many bosses at the time, offers everyone in the organization a wellness week. 5 days off on them. Okay, technically it was 4 days because of MLK Day, but you know, whatever. We're not gonna mince words, right? 5 days off, but it's January. My kids are in school, my husband's working, so I'm like, fine, I'll just stay at home and hang out. And then I thought, nah, I'm not doing that. I open up my phone, get that Airbnb app, and I type in tiny house. Couple filters later, I want to drive, I don't want to go too far, I want to be someplace safe, someplace I don't want to go, and I come across the Honey House in Charleston, West Virginia. I drive down to the Honey House, stop by the grocery store and pick up some staples, and I get there, and it is the cutest little gray cottage, surrounded by trees with a bright yellow door. It is cute as a button. I go into the Honey House and I don't leave for a whole week. I spend the week eating ramen noodles. Why? Because I don't cook. I drink beer. Why? Because I love it. And I watch reality TV. Why? Because it's trashy and awesome. I have an amazing week. I only leave to take walks along a beautiful creek nearby. And in that moment, I think, girl, you have to do this more for yourself. You have to love yourself as much as you love your friends and the people in the work. See, y'all, I love hard, but I wasn't loving myself hard. And in that moment, I resolved that in this life full of love, I was going to love myself first and foremost. A life full of intention. It's now fall 2019. It's a little over a year after my diagnosis, and I find Camp-powerment. It's hard to describe Camp-powerment and just how magical it is in a couple of words. But in its simplest form, it's a women's retreat that focuses on self-care and play. I'm talking to a friend of mine, and she recommends that I have to go to camp because I'm feeling lost. I'm in my dream job, that job that you wait your whole career to get, and I'm miserable. And it's not just about the cancer. So I resolve and I drive up to beautiful Ojai, California, to go to Camp-powerment. And I get there and it is gorgeous. However, we are in the series of another set of wildfires. in Southern California. So my friend, who I'm going to meet at Camp Powerment, is actually on her way back to New Jersey because her plane has been diverted and cannot land. So now I'm at Camp Powerment, feeling lost and alone. I get up the next morning, and all of these women are walking around talking about how extraordinary Camp Powerment is, and they went to this workshop and they did yoga and all these things are happening. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready, I'm locking in. Okay, it's gonna be great. And I go to my first workshop, and it's on tapping into your inner goddess warrior. Yes, all right, let's do this. I go to the workshop, they put everybody in a meditative state, and I fall immediately asleep. I wake up, and everybody is like, girl, my goddess, she was covered in yellow, all these things happened, she was amazing, and I saw this, and I saw that, and I saw the inside of my eyelids. Now I'm feeling more lost. Now I'm feeling more alone, and I'm feeling like a failure. Why is this not connecting for me? I go to lunch and I sit down at a table, and one of my bunkmates, Sonia, comes up to me, and it's as if she knew what I was thinking. And she said, Monique, it's okay. Camp didn't click for me at first either. I almost cry. Take a deep breath, and I'm like, you know what, girl? You're gonna lean in. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna have fun. I go to another workshop and another workshop, and over the course of a couple of days, I realized the universe had given me a gift I hadn't even seen right in front of me. My bunkmates, bunk 14. Yes, yes, representing right here in the audience and on the Zoom. Bunk 14, ATBOF for short, a tad bit of fuckery. And that's exactly what we are. 9 women. We could not be any more different. But when I tell you that it is a beautiful mosaic that I didn't even know I needed. They are glorious. They are so magical that sometimes I think this must be what it's like to be a part of a coven. Whether it was our weekly Zoom calls during the pandemic, or our girls' trips to Florida, California, Vermont, and Vegas, or whether it was how they held me down when my mom died. They are magical. And they showed me how to act with intention, because we are intentional and fierce about making sure that we show up for each other, that we love each other, and that we take care of each other. Intention. A life full of fear. It's the fall of 2023. And I get a call from my friend Karen, who's on the Zoom and also part of the coven. And she says, you should come with me to Turkey and Greece. What? I just started my business. It's not even a year old. I don't know the language. I've never been to Europe. Turkey and Greece? Oh, no. I have a huge client event coming up, and I would have to do that event and then fly out the next day for it to work. There are so many fears and so many reasons why this makes no sense at all. Let's talk about the fact that I have to pack a bag for 2 weeks that my husband would not be carrying, and I would have to figure out how to carry it myself. Oh, no. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, girl, are you serious? You literally might not have this opportunity again. Literally. I'm going to Turkey and Greece. I spend 2 amazing weeks in Turkey and Greece, all across Istanbul with Karen, all across Greece. It is the most extraordinary trip I have ever taken. Right before I leave, we get on our last thing together. It's a private yacht tour of the Bosphorus. For those who don't know, the Bosphorus is a body of water that separates the Asian and European portions of Turkey. I'm sitting on this yacht with Karen and Amy, our guide. We're going down the Bosphorus, and I'm thinking, this cannot be my life. But it is. If I had not faced that fear, I would have never gone to Turkey and Greece. Now let me be real. Fear is real, especially since my diagnosis. Am I afraid of death? Absolutely. Am I afraid of leaving my husband, my kids, and my friends? Absolutely. But fear, she don't get to drive. She don't even get to navigate. She in the back seat, and she can register her complaints to the manager from there. But she's not controlling this journey. Facing fear. A life where I embrace it all. Before my diagnosis, I used to ride motorcycles. Okay. It was a Vespa, right? But it was 2 wheels, and I was in the wind. But after my diagnosis, I could no longer ride. Between the chemo meds and the blood thinners, riding was not an option. It made me sad because I remembered I used to commute from my house down through this beautiful neighborhood called La Cañada Frontridge, and it was gorgeous. There were all these lovely houses, and I would sit there looking at all the houses as I drove into town. I'd come down to the bottom of the hill, and I could smell the freshly baked bread at this local bakery. I loved being in the wind. But after the diagnosis, no riding, not even on a bicycle. No more dance classes, no aerobics. The most cardio I was getting was a brisk walk. That was it. But last year, my doctor cleared me to ride. Yes. My platelets had leveled out, and my doctor was like, all right. She was like, technically I wouldn't do that, but okay, like you can, right? So you know what I did? I went right to Harley Davidson and I bought a Road Glide 3, y'all. She is gorgeous. She is bright billiard blue. And I named her Sonic, like the hedgehog. Gen X, baby. She is lovely. So last May, my husband and I take a 300-mile motorcycle ride down to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. And as we're riding down to North Carolina, we're rolling down the highway, I look up and the sky is so incredibly blue and the clouds look amazing and the sun is shining. And all I feel in that moment is gratitude for being back in the wind, embracing life fully. Listen, there are no guarantees. Not for me, not for you, or you, or you. You have to live life to the fullest, as if there are no guarantees. Don't wait for something to blow it up before you realize that you need to step in and fully embrace your life. That is my wish and hope for each and every one of you. I have an offering. I'm a choose your own adventure kind of girl, so feel free to accept the offering or not. But if you're comfortable, I'd like to offer a prayer. If it sits right in your body and you're comfortable, I'd ask for you to close your eyes if that's available to you. And if not, you can just look downcast. Here is my prayer for you. May you love hard and start that with loving yourself. May you act with intention and take nothing for granted. May you face that fear and know that even though you coexist with her, she does not get to drive. And may you embrace life wholly and fully. Amen. So let it be. Love, intention, facing fear, embrace. That, my friends, L.I.F.E is life. Please live it. Thank you. Woo!